Well, no one has to tell you that in Colorado we've had massive layoffs, more than doubled. Think about that, more than doubled in the month of April. And that was putting 2,200 people out of a job. It's a life-changing event. Some people have even been scaled back or took cuts in pay. Some people are going into foreclosure or they have cars they can't pay for. So what do? Bankruptcy is a legal option. If you do it the right way, this can be not only a good option, but a fresh start. And it's important to do it the right way. And we have bankruptcy attorney Kevin Heupel with us. And I just want to mention that experts are standing by from now through the rest of the hour, 303-771-HELP. Now, that's different than calling in here. If you want to call in here about used cars, you can do that at 303-MARTINO. But that's the number right there, 303-771-HELP, that you see at the bottom of the screen, where you can call for bankruptcy questions. So what would you ask? Okay, I'll make believe I'm a caller. All right, sir. I have a first and a second on my house, and I heard something about getting rid of them. Can I get rid of my loans?
Sometimes. In a Chapter 13, you have the ability to remove a second mortgage.
How can I do that?
Your value of the home needs to be worth less than the first mortgage.
So if it can't sustain the value, in other words, for the second.
To the first. So assume your first mortgage is $200,000, second's $50,000. The value of the home needs to be less than $200,000.
And if the house is worth less than $200,000, what happens?
You can pull the second mortgage off. You never pay it again.
Never.
You complete your plan, and then it's removed from the property.
And in a Chapter 13, a plan means that you take anything that was in arrears or anything that you owe and spread it out?
Yeah, you spread it out over a 3 to 5 year period. Depends on what your income is. Depends on your expenses. Most people don't pay any debt back. Your payment can be as low as $70 a month, 3 years. Then your second mortgage is gone.
And all your other bills are gone.
Right? Yeah, you get rid of your credit card debt. You get rid of taxes if they're older than 3 years. You can keep or surrender a car, and you can get rid of personal loans as well. So it's very powerful. It's just in Chapter 13, it's the only way you can pull off the second mortgage in addition to get rid of all your other debt.
That's a Chapter 13. Then there's a Chapter 7. What's that?
Chapter 7 is called the liquidation bankruptcy. It's quicker. It's over in 3 months. It gets rid of all those things except the second mortgage. In a 7, you would have to continue to pay the second mortgage to keep your home.
Okay. Now, but in a 7, there's something called reaffirmation. Like if they have a car, let's talk about that. I've heard of people who went bankrupt and put the car debt in the bankruptcy, but still made payments on the car. And the lender was kind of saying, well, as long as they're making payments, we're not going to take it. But in a way, the consumer now has a no-lose situation. Explain that.
Yeah, because what happens is the bankruptcy actually discharged the debt. Now, the lien is still on the car.
Right, so if you don't pay, they can take it.
Yeah, you got to pay it to keep it. But if you stop paying it, then the lender can come take the car at any time.
So if they take it 3 or 4 years after the bankruptcy, what happens?
The debtor is safe. I mean, when they take the car, no deficiency. Can't come after you for the deficiency unless you reaffirm it. So for my clients, I try to make it to where they don't reaffirm the debt because cars can break down. They can be unreliable.
But don't lenders repossess the car? They can, right?
They have the legal right to. There's only 2 that do. Ford Motor Credit's one, and Chrysler used to. They're not doing it as much. But most of the lenders, as long as you're paying it, they're going to let you keep it.
Even if you don't reaffirm it?
Correct.
Okay. Now, that's important for future planning, but at the same time, the option is available to reaffirm. But would there be a reason why someone would reaffirm? It's if they're afraid of losing it or if they have a lot of equity in it, right?
Yeah, they got a lot of equity. They're afraid of losing it. Or, you know what? Reaffirmations do rebuild credit.
Oh, good.
They do. And so if I have a client who's got strong enough income and a good car payment at a decent interest rate, I will say, look, reaffirm it. It's going to help build your credit. Because I'm not worried about them losing the car. But I got somebody coming in with a $700 car payment a month. They're in and out of jobs all the time. That's somebody I'm going to say, no, you don't want to reaffirm that.
What about homes? Do the same things apply to homes, the first?
No. With a home,
do you have to reaffirm it?
Absolutely not, and it's in your interest.
You don't have to?
No, and it's in your interest not to.
Okay.
With your home, as long as you pay it, you keep it.
So when you do not affirm your home loan, they don't kick you out?
Correct.
What do they do?
As long as you pay, you keep your home.
Okay, so as long as you pay, you keep it. But in the future, again, if you have to walk away.
Then you walk away, and if there's any deficiency after a foreclosure,
it goes back to the bankruptcy.
It goes back to the bankruptcy. You don't owe it.
See, these are things a lot of people don't realize. Aren't there a lot of myths, talking about myths when it comes to bankruptcy?
Oh, absolutely.
What are some of the common myths you run up against?
Well, a lot of times they think when they file bankruptcy, they're going to lose their homes and cars automatically, and they don't.
What about personal property?
You get to keep it. You get to keep your furniture, your clothing, your jewelry. And the best thing about
But not really expensive jewelry, right?
No, I mean, if you got a $10,000 Rolex, you're not. But we're talking $4,000 pawn shop prices. And most people have depleted those type of assets before they ever call me. So it's very rare that comes up. The best thing is retirement accounts. They are 100% exempt. So if you're somebody who's thinking about depleting your retirement to pay your dets,
it's not a good idea.
No, call me
because
first.
They're safe.
Right.
All right, now Kevin Heupel has a team of experts in the Help Center right now, 303-771-HELP, 303-771-4357, okay? Now here's how you reach him when he's not here, okay? It's Colorado Bankruptcy Help is what he calls his firm. Colorado Bankruptcy Help, Kevin Heupel, Colorado Bankruptcy Help, 720-319-8900. 720-319-8900 or cobankruptcyhelp.com. Paula?